Supercross live on supercrossonline.com. Welcome to Oaktown. It's Oakland hosting round 4 of the Monster Energy Supercross. And Jim Holley, we've had 3 weeks and 3 winners. Who picks up a win this week?
Well, you know, I can safely say I think it's going to be a 4th different winner. I mean, that's how much talent we have. I mean, you know, James Stewart is due for one. Justin Barsh is due for one. It's a lot of guys out there due for a lot of wins. But, you know, that's why we like coming.
Yeah, Justin Barsh is a curious circumstance for me. 5'11", certainly not what he expected coming into the year. What do you think the feeling's like in his pit?
Well, I mean, you know, without his teammate Trey Kennard there, he's the only guy there. I mean, they're expecting him to be on the podium. And, you know, like last year in 2013, the 2nd round, he had a win already. So he's winless already in 3 rounds. But maybe here he can pick it up. But you remember what happened here last year to Barsha. I mean, that first turn going through the whoops, I mean, there was so much carnage, a lot of guys down in that right-hand turn there. I mean, I think Reed got collected up into it. I think Stewart got collected up in it. Barsha, Kennard. I mean, hopefully we don't have that here tonight.
Yeah, big pile up last year. And speaking of a guy like James Stewart, he likes Oakland. It's been good to him. A couple of wins here, but Ryan Villapoto picked up the victory last year. Is this the first weekend where Stewart picks up a win?
I think so. I mean, I think if you're a betting man, and we do our picks on Supercross Live with Kevin Windham, and I think I'm going to go with the number 7 this weekend. I just think that, you know, last weekend, you know, leading so many laps in that main event, and just, you know, he's been battling a little bit of a cold, and I mean, he was sweating like a dog, you know, in that interview, and nobody else was sweating, but he has an illness, and hopefully this week, you know, he probably took a little time off, and you know, he should be ready to go here in Oakland.
Moving to round 4 of the 250 West Coast swing, it has been a 2-man race. It's been Seeley and Anderson up front. And my question really is, who can challenge that group? Osborne and Wilson and everybody else has been back quite a ways, 30 seconds in some case.
Well, that's a good question, Kevin. I mean, you know, who can challenge those 2 guys? I mean, nobody's challenging them at this point. But, you know, to challenge those guys, you're going to have to go up and run with them up front. You know, I mean, Cooper Webb, he challenged a little bit. But, you know, I thought it was interesting last week, you know, after we leave, you know, I looked at the points and I'm going, wait a minute, there's an error here. Seeley's leading by 1, but there wasn't. I mean, you know, Anderson got docked. I mean, the red cross flags came out and he jumped on a section that he shouldn't have. You know, he rolled and then doubled out, and he should have maybe rolled all 3, the AMA thought. And, you know, they penalized him a couple positions, and that cost him. I mean, he would have been coming into here a 3-point lead, but now he comes into Oakland and he's 1 point down. So, I mean, it's going to be a great race, but, you know, Malcolm Stewart, he gets his first podium.
A strange way to get it.
Yeah, well, hey, I mean, you know, as long as the check cashes, you know, for that bonus, I'm okay with that 3rd. But like you said, something like that, you kind of get cheated out of being on the podium, you know, for your sponsors and things like that. But I'm sure Troy Lee will send him that check for that 3rd place podium last week.
Troy Lee Designs having a great weekend. Last weekend, all 4 riders inside the top 10. Of course, Cole Seeley taking home the win. Cole looked like a different rider last week. He looked more determined and had more flash than I think in weeks past, but he cleared the finish line. Seemed like a big monkey off his back. Is he a different rider this week based on finally getting it done last week?
Well, I think so. I mean, anytime you can get a win, you know, you got your confidence. And I mean, let's face it, I mean, he's led the most main event laps thus far for the first 3 rounds there. But, you know, the interesting thing is he didn't have that pressure of number 21. I mean, I'm sorry, not 21.
Number 17.
17. 21 is Cole Seeley. But he didn't have that pressure of number 17 on that KTM behind him the whole race. So that's kind of where he has a tendency to tighten up, and he's talked about it before. So we'll see what happens. But, you know, Anderson's got to get a better start. And but he worked up and rode well, I thought. I mean, he you know, but just made that one little bobble where he got penalized, you know, for the red cross flags. But it's going to be a great night here in that 250 class.
Yeah, it's going to be unbelievable. Both classes definitely stacked. Ryan Villapoto has been fastest each week, but only has 1 victory. Cole Seeley been fastest each week, but only has 1 victory. Will they pick up more, or will the rest of the field continue to challenge? Kevin and Jim, we have a full day covered. We're going to have interviews from the track walk later, as well as Supercross Live streaming 2 to 5 Pacific time. Check it out, round 4 here in Oakland.